Here's your Forbes Daily Briefing for Saturday, March 23rd. Today on Forbes, here's the Trump asset most likely to go bankrupt. Donald Trump is facing a cash crunch. He admitted in a court filing on Monday that he does not have enough cash and cannot secure a bond to cover the more than $457 million he owes to New York State after being found liable in a civil fraud case. And his team has reportedly not ruled out declaring bankruptcy via certain entities. If any of Trump's companies were to declare bankruptcy, it seems most likely that it would be one tied to 40 Wall Street, his troubled skyscraper in downtown Manhattan. The building looks glamorous, ascending 63 stories above the financial district with a copper crown on top. But its finances are not pretty. The former president's debt at the property totals roughly $120 million, and the loan matures in 2025. That means Trump will need to find a new lender or come up with the cash to pay it off at some point next year, shortly after he figures out some way to get his hands on the roughly $540 million he owes in fines and interest resulting from 3 civil lawsuits. That probably won't be easy because of one quirk in the property. Trump doesn't own the land that the building sits on. That belongs to a German family who made its money in the shipping industry. Trump merely holds a lease to the structure on top of that land, which requires him to pay the landowner about $2.5 million of rent a year in exchange for operating the building. At the moment, those payments are a nuisance, but not a huge problem. The building has an annual cash stream of about $15 million. But that could change after 2033, when Trump's payments on the ground lease appear set to skyrocket. The value of Manhattan office buildings dropped an estimated 44% from 2019 to 2022. Meanwhile, 40 Wall Street's occupancy level was at 76.6% as of September 2023, down from 82.9% in 2022 and 97.8% in 2015, according to loan servicer reports. Forbes values 40 Wall Street at $47 million after debt, down from $80 million a year ago, due to poor market conditions and the looming ground rent escalation. Forbes values assets assuming they are being sold in fair market conditions. If New York Attorney General Letitia James seizes it and tries to sell 40 Wall Street quickly, she may end up with a lot less than that. A 2015 lending prospectus explains that Trump's ground rent payments will escalate to, at a minimum, 6% of the value of the land in 2033. Cushman & Wakefield, the real estate firm, examined this dynamic in 2015 and predicted that Trump's ground rent would shoot up from $2.8 million to $16.3 million. With more people working from home since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the market for office space is in upheaval, making it hard to predict how much revenue Trump will be generating at the building in 2033. But if the rest of 40 Wall Street's financial picture remained the same as it is today, that would leave Trump with just $1.2 million of net operating income in 2033. Perhaps enough to service a loan of, say, $15 million, but nowhere near enough to cover interest payments on something in the neighborhood of $100 million. Trump is probably hoping he will be able to renegotiate his lease with the German family that owns the land. The shipping magnates, who did not respond to an inquiry, may not want to operate a New York City building or deal with finding a new renter. So if they're content with the status quo, perhaps they will decide to cut a deal to reduce his future rent expenses and let him continue to operate the property for the rest of his life. Here's another option. He could just declare bankruptcy on 40 Wall Street. His current loan expires on July 6, 2025. The property should throw off enough money to allow Trump to make his payments up to that point, but then a balloon payment will come due. Trump provided a personal guarantee on the loan, but only up to $26 million, which should allow him to walk away and leave his creditors stuck with the problem. For full coverage, check out Zach Everson's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.